Well, hello again. It's another edition of Dialogue with the Dean, bringing you campus updates and giving some perspective on things that are going on both at the Purdue campus as well as in the College of Pharmacy. As always, if you have questions about the topic that we talk about today, please feel free to leave us a comment there and we'll come back and answer those questions. Today we have with us Dr. Zhong-Yin Zhang. Dr. Zhang is the director of the Purdue Institute for Drug Discovery, as well as the head of the Department of Medicinal Chemistry here in the College of Pharmacy. Dr. Zhang, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So for our viewers who may be unfamiliar with the Purdue Institute for Drug Discovery, just give us an overview.
Yeah, so the Purdue Institute Drug Discovery is actually part of the major Purdue moves when the former president, Mitch Daniel, started here in 2013. So the founding director of the field, Lau, in fact, the existence of the institute was a major reason why I came back to Purdue. So in 2017, I became the next director. And so some of the viewers may ask, why academic drug discovery? So one of the main motivation behind this was a recognition that although we have much better understanding of human diseases, there's still a lot of unmet medical needs. And the other trend was that big pharmas are become more risk averse and they've been focused on more and more on late stage development. Thus really there is a need for academic to fill the gaps, to help to de-risk the system and to be part of the ecosystem. So that's where we came into existence. So over the past few years, we've been focusing on to further engage faculty, recruit additional expertise, enhance infrastructure, and organize faculty to provide them resources to move their discovery down to the next phase of steps of process.
So what are some benefits that you've seen or we've seen come from the research being conducted in PIDD, and how have these discoveries really impacted perhaps the broader healthcare world in the local or national or global viewpoint?
I can see maybe on a number of different levels. On the basic science side, the support from the Institute help faculties secure additional funding, higher profile publication, reach visibility to Purdue. And we have 38 new startup companies that came to existence since the funding of the Institute. And those companies have created jobs and locally and nationally, and also help a licensing agreement that further support the research and technology. Furthermore, on the drug discovery commercial side, we have tremendously expanded the pipeline. When I started, we have only 18 molecules in preclinical evaluation. Now we have 89. We had 7 molecules in clinical trial in 2012. Now we have 18 in the clinic. And just last year, we have 3 drugs originated from Purdue have received FDA approval. So that's tremendous to help patients, not only locally, but also worldwide.
So take us a little deeper on the pipeline question. So tell us a little bit more about the molecules that have been approved, what's in the pipeline, what therapeutic areas, where do we have strength, and how will they be impactful in the future?
Yeah, I think Purdue, we always have strength in oncology area because we have one of the first National Cancer Institute supported cancer center. Other areas with neurodegenerative disease, infectious disease as well. So I want to highlight a few molecules, 3 of which have been received FDA approval. One is Cytolux, which is a fluorescent molecule developed in Phil Lau's laboratory that will enable surgeons to visualize and localize the disease cancer cells and for very precise removal. And so they're being approved for ovarian cancer and lung cancer. And I know this technology can be further modified to address other diseases as well. So personally, I think this is probably one of the most impactful technology that come out of Purdue. I think will change the way surgery performs as we know it. The other molecule is called Pluvicto, which is a radionucleotide drugs for advanced prostate cancer, also from Lau's group, and the companion drug for PET imaging called Locometics. that can be utilized to diagnose and also monitor disease progression. So those are FDA approved. I know I mentioned there are 17 molecules in clinical trials. I just mentioned a couple. One is really a new anti-malarial drugs, and PIDD has been managing and administered the first phase 3 trials from Purdue. We began a phase 3 trial in Vietnam for malaria, and we're also exploring sites in Africa. As you know, malaria is still a major problem for a major part of the world, especially drug-resistant malaria in Southeast Asia and Africa. And so this new therapy will be very impactful in the future. As you know, Mark Cushman and here at College Pharmacy also have a compound in topoisomerase inhibitor for cancer, was going well to phase 2 clinical trial. And I also just want to mention a couple molecules in our pipeline, preclinical stage. One is from Herman Sinton, and he had developed a FLT3 inhibitor which can address most of the resistance for acute myeloid leukemia. Currently, the data looks really good. We're hopefully they can be quickly transitioned to the phase 1/2 trial in the near future. Other molecules in my laboratory have been working on tyrosine phosphatases, and those are negative regulator in T cell immune reaction. So we have molecule there shows a very exciting, promising data in immunotherapy. So we hope some of those molecules will also progress as well.
It's very exciting to see how all of this has developed over the last decade or so since we've started the drug discovery. What was originally the Drug Discovery Center, now the Institute for Drug Discovery. Well, typically we let the guest ask me a question, so what question do you have for me?
Yeah, as it reflects, and we're almost 10 years on the PID, thinking of the next 10 years. So one of the questions I have for you, as one of the top 10 college of pharmacy in the country, really a leader in drug discovery and development, what are the sorts of a major initiative in the college right now that you think would further enhance or synergize with some of the effort in drug discovery on campus?
So from my perspective, really the opportunity sits in focusing on drug discovery and development. And as a Research One university and a college of pharmacy who sits at a place like Purdue, there's a real opportunity for us to build an area of excellence in drug discovery. So we have all of our faculty in medchem and molecular pharmacology probably are interacting at some level with the drug discovery initiative. And then now we have the William Young Institute for Advanced Manufacturing of Pharmaceuticals. So if you really think about the drug discovery to drug development process, we're building excellence there. And so where we have new drugs coming out, that means impact and reputation. Where there's new technologies that enable drug discovery and development, again, that's leading to impact and an enhancement of our reputation. And really it's been the basis for our ability to grow our research portfolio. In this last year, we're very proud that due to the hard work of our faculty and researchers, our graduate students, we've grown our research portfolio to the number 4 spot in the country for total research funding, number 6 out of 142 schools of pharmacy for NIH funding, and that's really extraordinary. It also places us number 1 in the Big Ten, which is even more impressive because all of our Big Ten colleagues have medical centers that they usually tap into that help drive their research agenda, and we don't have that here on the Purdue campus. And so our faculty are doing extraordinary work. And so as we think about initiatives that are in our strategic plan, personalized medicine, advanced manufacturing of pharmaceuticals, 3D printing technologies for drugs, biotechnology, cell-based therapies, biologics, all an emphasis within our strategic plan, and that really is going to feed into the Purdue Institute for Drug Discovery. All of those aspects become really important as we think about drug discovery and as we continue our efforts to be a real leader in drug discovery and development within the academy. And so again, thank you for your efforts because I think it's helping move Purdue as well as move the College of Pharmacy forward and make us leaders in this area. So it's really exciting. So thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you all for watching. again, as always, if you have suggestions for other topics you'd like to see us cover, please leave a comment there, and certainly if you have questions, you can leave those. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hail Purdue, and boiler up.